Pauline.
Bonjour.
Hi, Pauline.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Welcome.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
So I'm the manager and the founder of the Textile Lab here in Lyon. The Textile Lab is a working space dedicated to textile, responsible and innovation. It's stuff remix.
Okay, you want to show us?
Yes.
Okay, I'll follow you.
Come on.
Nice.
So we have a machine in order to make all kinds of garments, industrial ones. There is space for co-workers, so
Okay.
they have their own desk, and some are like a nomad and can
Very nice.
come with me. Here we have the embroidery machine, all the Electra system also in order to make digital pattern.
Okay, what is that exactly?
Electra Modaris.
I don't know what that
It's
is.
massive software in the industrial garment factory.
Okay.
We also have a printer in order to make.
You wanna show us?
Yes.
'Cause I never have seen such a printer.
Printer. We have a frame. You put the t-shirt on it, and it's direct to garment.
Ah, okay. So it's like.
The ink, yes, the ink
Okay.
directly.
Oh well, nice. Okay, now we don't, because we have a T-shirt for the Zero Carbon Roadshow. We made it before. Could have made it here. Anyway.
Yes. And then we have
Secret space.
storage
Okay.
with the light on.
Always very important. Place.
Never enough place.
Yes.
Space.
Yeah.
We also have another place which is in Oulin, more in the countryside, still accessible by metro. And there it's more like our training center for Fab Academy. We have a biolab, laser cutter, 3D printers, lots of old knitting machine, and yes, some soon CNC, hopefully.
Okay. And the Fab Academy, you wanna
Fab Academy,
Fab
yes.
Academy, yeah. You wanna talk a little bit more about?
Yeah, Fab Academy is 6 months training program which merge biology, textile, and digital fabrication in order to rethink and get a new mindset for the global textile industry and tackle all the problem with it happens.
Okay. And what are the interaction with the other local actors here in Lyon? Are there any interaction?
We were the first to open in 2018. Now, yes, there is more. There is another space called Maison Maybe, with really into micro factory around garments. And not so many Fab Labs in center of Lyon, but yeah.
Okay. And like the city, are you any interaction with the city, the municipality, whatever?
So we have no subvention from them, for example. It's on our own fund.
Okay.
But yeah, now they are looking in order to help us more to also make a network from all the industrial ones, the craftsmen, and place like us. Yeah,
Okay.
it's an ongoing project with La Metropole.
Okay. And how do you finance the space? So you said there's no subventions.
It's so the co-worker pay a rent, monthly rent.
How many are there?
Around 20.
Oh.
But not every day. Everyone every day. We also have the training programs where we get paid for. And yeah, for Fab Academy, we have a subvention with La Région Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes for 10 job seekers.
Okay. And with the Fab region, Rhone-Alpes, are there any interaction?
We hope so, but maybe we can. I think go further into the Fab City movement and Fab City with Fab region.
Mm-hmm.
I hope, yeah.
Okay. So, what are the next big goals you want to reach here?
So the next goal is to open a manufacture. In order to work with distributed design and all the stuff we also study in Fab Academy and all the R&D we did. So we will have a new space. Do you want to?
Yeah, sure.
You will be the first.
Wow.
So it used to be a dancing studio.
Okay, nice.
For the moment, there is
chorégraphique. Coming a centre textile. Wow, nice.
So there is not so much, we just put some stuff, but the idea is to also hire people in order to make local micro factory making garments and other stuff here in Lyon in the center.
Okay, because like Lyon have a strong tradition in textile or in silk at least, right?
Yes.
Is there any connections?
Yes, there is some survivors because the traditional, the weaving loom, also the jacquard loom was invented here, and the house we have in Oulin is the jacquard old house.
Okay.
He used to live there,
the jacquard is the weaving machine, the inventor of the weaving machine, something like that?
The weaving, the one with the first computer, the one who picks every thread.
Okay, so very interesting. Yeah, sure.
So yes, like the first computerized machines.
Okay, cool.
Yes, was invented here. And there is still, in this neighbor, there is a lot of young working upstairs and selling the garment in the little shop outside. And it's, ongoing tradition.
Okay. And there any interaction with this local craftsmen? Or do you have any interaction with the local craftsmen?
Yes. One of them just opened a shop, but she was the first co-worker here. And we provide also them, printing their pattern on paper so they can produce after. And some of them also, for vintage clothes is doing embroidery on it. So they came here just embroidery and upcycling the garment.
You want to add something to the end?
Yeah, welcome in Lyon. Come in the Textile Lab to visit us, and it will be a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Hi Benjamin.
Nice to meet you.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm Benjamin, and we are at Myne, which is a hackerspace, a third place in Lyon.
Okay, nice. You want to show us around?
Okay, let's go.
Okay, I follow you.
So, Myne started in 2014 as a laboratory, a citizen laboratory. You had people that wanted to do some scientific research in biology, energy, and different topics like that, but didn't necessarily have the academic connections to do that. And it started this way, like to allow people to do science. But since it evolved a lot because we have an open governance and people from different backgrounds came in the community, and it grew to be much more than that.
Okay.
And so the space itself is a reflection of that. We've been here since 2014, and just like Wikipedia, it's a freely editable space, in the sense that if you come now or next year, it might have changed. And nowadays the community is pretty big, because we have between 20 and 40 people that you can see very regularly here. In the association, you've got like between 200 and 400 members. But beyond that, you've got what we call a community of practices, like the practices being well treating each other, which allow us to have a trust network and social diversity in the community. Documentation, we've got lots of collaborative documents, PATs, like more than 15,000, that allow to share information. And experimentation. So if you want to have a look at the space itself, by itself it's like you've got a small garden, some experimentation right and left. One of the things we like to do is collaborative meals. So it's a third place understood as a conviviality space where if you are members, as long as you communicate with others, you can do of this space whatever you want. If you want to invite the city, another organization, or just your friends, you can. So for example, here you've got an aquaponic that is currently paused, that allows for fish breeding and vegetable production in a closed loop. Before you had a micromethanizer over there that allowed to produce like some gas from vegetable wastes.
Mm-hmm.
And we keep a certain biodiversity, as you can see.
All right.
We can go inside the workshop over there.
And this, what is this?
This is a mural from an artist that was there like 2 years ago. And like I said, if you are a member of the community, you can start initiatives. Like the governance is in a format called adaptocracy that allows to have like freedom to start stuff, but at the same time also structural stuff like European programs, national programs with institutions. Both coexist in Myne. And one time we had a journalist that asked us, I don't understand, you've been French tech incubator, you had like décroissance, like militant, left-wing people, art and science, what are you doing? And our answer is, we don't care. Basically, everyone comes as they are, we treat well each other, and that, across the years, with a certain frugality and conviviality, created a lot of other organizations and projects. Like, the space itself is basically like a house, but you've got more than 15 organizations that were born here, including companies, associations, and through conviviality and documentation, basically. So, for example, here, it used to be a garage, and it became Atelier Soudé, which is a non-profit organization that specializes in repair cafe style dynamics, where you can bring electrical or electronic devices to repair. It started here, that was the first location they had, and now, as you can see, they're living, because they've grown in a full-fledged organization ever since. Like they do several hundreds of workshops a year, they have employees and so on. And it's good, the space is being liberated for other projects to experiment stuff. For example, we've got quite a few members of the community that are in low tech, like they recover waste things and make devices out of it. Let's say, for example, you've got a washing machine, a TV, and a couple of other stuff. You can make biological centrifuge type of device out of it. So same, here the space is being reconfigured in links with the neighbors and the city and different type of organizations. Here before it was a biological lab. So for example, here you've got SCOBY, which is a bacteria yeast symbiote that you can grow on kombucha, which is a Japanese beverage. And it was used to make like bacterial leather or paper for artists out of like gross vats. Over here, you've got a leftover from the Biennale de Design of Saint-Étienne. We were co-commissary of the exposition about the mutations of work. So the idea was that you've got a design expo, but the idea was to co-create the content of the exposition with the people that visited it. And this whole space is going to become a low-tech lab type of approach to allow like a reconfiguration of the neighborhood in low-tech approaches. So well beyond the space, our community can be found like everywhere, like in France and sometimes in other countries. You've got people that are, I don't know, industrial companies, owners. We've got people that don't have papers, and this diversity creates a lot of different projects, like around education, health, Fab Lab, construction, and so on. We've made the choice to stay frugal in the sense that rather to reinvent spaces and practices, we connect people, and it happens like if we need a Fab Lab, if we need devices, we've got like we helped quite a few of them to be created, and so this network can do things well beyond the actual physical space here.
Okay. And this is a community which have been passed by, have been here?
These pictures are from the second years of Myne. And so you can see like the second years were mostly people between, let's say, 15 and 35. But ever since, it diversified a lot. In the sense that not necessarily the people you meet here, but the extended community is very socially and economically diversified.
Okay.
Due to the fact that the well treatment aspect of it is like rather than push a project toward you, it's like what are you doing, what do you need in your life, and these connections create a lot of links across the years.
Okay.
And for example, during the first confinement, we produced hydroalcoholic gel in big quantities through this network of connections.
Okay. And so Adrian, who told us about the space, is here. So we met him in him?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we met him in Paris, in the Fab City, Paris Hub. Great.
So this space is a co-working event space, but actually it can be reconfigured pretty easily for whatever needs.
And this is, what is this? Sorry.
This is from a designer that tried to visualize the way the organization was made or around work groups. We do a lot of research and development in general, and governance is one of them. Adaptocracy allows to have like to adapt the governance to the constraint of people and organizations. And these are the different work groups that existed when we did the visualization of that.
Nice. This is Myne en 5 ans.
Same, it's open source, so people started modifying, adding stuff progressively until it makes a little common history.
Nice.
like a little description of storytelling around Myne. Due to the fact that we're centered around practices and not necessarily around projects or a space per se, it makes understanding the community sometimes challenging, and that's why we tend to favor different storytelling. So if you ask someone else to describe Myne, you will have a different story about it. So you've got this, which is pretty new actually. I'm discovering at the same time with Myne. Epidemic is actions of Myne since COVID. We've been active on a regional and local level to synthesize hydroalcoholic gel and to help with logistics in Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes. Pouvoir d'Agir is a program on 3 years with Fondation de France to work again different type of partnerships, legal partnerships. We developed something called reciprocity contracts to allow public organization, private organization, and citizens to have new forms of partnerships.
Okay.
And the most vital space of the community.
Oh, hello. There's some other people. Who are you?
Huh?
Who are you?
I'm Isée.
Okay.
I'm at Myne in 6 months. I'm here.
Okay. And now you're cooking.
And now I'm cooking.
There's Henry and...
Hello.
Hi, I'm Connie.
Hi, Connie.
I've been here for just over 7 years.
Wow.
Just.
Okay. What are you doing so far here?
At the moment I'm cooking, but generally I sort of take care of the house and a lot of the bookkeeping, as well as several projects with Benjamin where we work in health, the future of work, many topics that are very interesting at the moment. So it's everyone's sort of we call it like a Swiss Army knife. Everyone does a lot of different things here. So
Sounds good. And there's another guy. What are you doing?
I'm cooking
Cool.
and bike riding.
Very nice. And I lost my host. Ah, here we are.
So this library is managed under 300% software called inventaire.io by a friend that lives in Leipzig, Germany.
Okay.
And same, it's freely editable.
Okay, nice.
And that's it for the
Okay.
physical location.
Very nice. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Benjamin.